Sir. Thank you, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Welcome to Nesta training program. I'm very happy to be here on this Nesta training program. Good evening, all the teachers. Thank you very much, AP Samagra Shiksha, for giving me this opportunity, and Diksha team, and as well as our beloved TVS Ramesh sir. Thank you very much. Here, in this session, toy-based pedagogy. Yesterday, we got some ideas by Pilli Govindaraj Garu. He is using so many different types of animals or puppets or other toys in all subjects. Here, in this training program, in this session, I would like to go with some toys to use in English subject, regarding English subject. First of all, I would like to introduce myself once again. Already Ismail sir introduced me. See here, this is B. Praveen Kumar, working as second grade teacher at MPPS Talapantipeta of Tondangiri Mandal from East Godavari district. I have been working as SRG since 2010, and recently I participated in textbook writing. So thank you very much once again. This is an excellent training program. Once again, I am very much grateful to all the dignitaries of Diksha app and IP Samagra Shiksha for giving us this type of training programs, to all the teachers entire AP Andhra Pradesh. Thank you very much. Now, as you know, toys are very useful in our classrooms. As a teacher, we have to discover so many different types of methods and strategies to attract the students. Whatever subject it is, we have to discover different types of methods. The students are able to understand our lesson or our topic. It is very easy to understand. So that we have to discover different types of methods and strategies. Recently, this is the innovative strategy or method, that means using toys in our respective classrooms. So whatever subject it is, so when we use the toys, the students are able to concentrate interestingly, and they can understand each and every topic very easily, so that the students are able to speak the sentences, they can write the sentences, and they can repeat the sentences with the help of these toys. So coming to the English subject, as you know, some of our teachers may feel that teaching English is very difficult in our classrooms, and teaching grammar is very difficult in our classrooms. So we should not feel like that, because if you have any toy in your hand, it will be very easy to teach your lesson, and it will be very easy to describe the concept, and it will be very easy to explain the concept. So that's why toy-based pedagogy gives us a lot of improvement in our teaching learning process. So that's why NEP also recommends this toy-based pedagogy. And also NCERT is also conducting Kala Utsav, and then next toy hackathon and puppetry show hackathon. All these are some programs conducting by our officials. So that's why, of course, as you know, this is the training program for high school teachers. The high school teachers and students are also able to make some toys with their own. When you are going to, just now Ramesh sir said, so if you prepare the toys in front of the students are able to prepare their own toys, and also they can get the ability. So that's why, of course, vocational education, it is also one of the parts of our education. So that's why now coming to the English topic, if you use these toys, not only but in English but also in all subjects, CD grade students are also involved the lesson very much interestingly, so that they can identify the characters, they can identify and the actions, whatever we are going to explain in front of them. The steady gate students, of course the CWSN children, they are also in our classrooms. That's why as a teacher we have to attract all the people's attention. So that's why we have to use different kinds of TLM. Of course we are using different types of TLMs. Here toys also very useful. That's why coming to this English topic, as you know, in high school teaching English, we have 6 academic standards. I think you know the 6 academic standards. The first one, listening and speaking, reading comprehension, conventions of writing, grammar, vocabulary, and creative expression. All these 6 academic standards are given in our textbooks. Of course, with these academic standards, some learning outcomes also prescribed. So as a teacher, as an English teacher, we have to achieve all the learning outcomes with the help of these toys in our classrooms among the students. So that I am going to show you some ideas how to teach grammar and how to teach some elements of English language. In our textbooks, so many activities and so many puzzles, so many activities are given in our textbooks. So all these, as an English teacher, first of all, we have to identify which activity comes under which academic standard. It is most important. If you know that, the truth, it will be very easy to prepare a toy or prepare your lesson plan or prepare your TLM, whatever it may be. So, which activity shows which learning outcome. Suppose here I prepared some toys. See here, some toys of a girl, boy, and then next a tree. All these are some items. Now I am going to show you a story explanation. While I am teaching, of course, I am going to give you a demo. With the help of this demo, you can prepare your own toys and you can acquire or you can gather some toys to describe your stories. When we are going to use these type of toys, the students are able to identify the characters first of all. Even the CD grade student and even the CWSN children, they can identify the character. You know, without these toys, the class is very passive. Whenever we are using some toys in the place of characters, the students are very happy to involve in the classroom. They are very much interesting. They can pay a lot of interest on our lesson. So that's why toy based pedagogy is very preferable in our classrooms. See here, I am going to show you a story. Once upon a time, there lived a boy. His name is Sunny, and he has a friend named Sweetie. One day, both are going to a forest. One day they went into a forest. There they met a rabbit. See, there is a rabbit. Then Sweetie asked Rabbit, Rabbit, good morning, how are you? Will you show me the forest? We would like to walk in the forest. We would like to see all the animals. So that's why I came here. Then the rabbit take them into forest. They are walking in the forest. Rabbit said, look at the trees, the bushes. There are so many bushes in the forest. You know, see, Rabbit said, hey, looking, some birds are flying there. Hey, they are very beautiful. Then Sweetie said, look at that. Look at that fishes in the pond. They are swimming in the pond. And Sunny said, then Sunny said, hey, look at that peacock. It is dancing. The peacock is dancing beautifully. See, hey, don't go there. There is a cheetah. Rabbit said, yes, the cheetah is running. You know, Why the cheetah is running? Running because there is a deer. The deer is here. The deer is eating some grass. That's why the cheetah is running to catch the deer. Thank you. The rabbit said, "Do you like the forest?" Okay. Yes, yes. There is a parrot, and there is a parrot sitting on the tree. Sitting on the tree, there is a parrot. Then Sunny said, "Hey, what is this? What is this?" Then the rabbit said, "It is a monkey. It is a monkey. The monkey is sitting on jumping on the trees. The monkey is jumping on the trees." Then the boy and girl, Sunny and Sweetie, thanked rabbit and thank you very much for showing us these all these animals and the forest. Rabbit said, "Welcome, welcome. Come again. We will show you some other animals and things." Thank you. Goodbye. Friends, in this way, we can use different types of toys to explain some stories or lessons. Here, I took these animals and trees to explain a small story. When we go to explain this story without toys in front of the students are the students are able to imagine the characters only. But in the place of those characters, you can use these toys. The students are able to observe the toys and they can feel the experience, reality experience. They can feel the reality experience, so that the toys are the characters imprinted in their minds. They never forget the story. They never forget their characters and the actions also. Here, can you observe the thing? What the concept? What was used by me in this story? I think some of you caught my point. See here, I used some sentences of ing form, using ing form and also present continuous tense. Here, see, the monkey is jumping, the birds are flying, the peacock is dancing, and they are walking, fishes are swimming, and the next cheetah is running, the deer is eating. All these sentences are present continuous tense. That means using ing form. The students are able to see the thing, what is the action of the thing. Suppose the monkey is jumping. When the students are going to see the jumping monkey, they can easily say it is not sitting, it is jumping. It is jumping. So that's why it is very easy to explain the tenses. Not only present continuous tense, but also we can say with the help of these toys in the story, past continuous tense. That means ed verbs. See, the boy looked at the monkey. The boy looked at the monkey. They walked in the forest. They walked in the forest. In the same way as some other sentences. So like that, it is very easy to explain the stories or lessons by using toys. Toys are very useful, no doubt at all. So this is one concept I have given to you. So if you are very much interested to prepare like this, you can use so many toys. Yesterday our Pilli Govindarajan sir told so many, showed so many toys. So come to another topic. Now I am going to describe you another topic in the English grammar. See, in 6th and 7th classes, I took some topics from 6th and 7th class textbooks. As you know, these are taken from 7th class. 7th class, Sem 2, Unit 1. We have given some ing forms. So that's why I have taken the ing forms, present continuous tense, for this topic. So now coming to the second topic. What is that? See here, it is also one of the important topics in grammar. See here, voice. I think it is visible to you. Okay. So teaching voice, of course, teaching grammar or explaining grammar in our classroom, it is somehow it is very difficult to some teachers. because the students are not able to understand the concept first of all, how the grammar part is there, how the formula is there, how the process or strategy is there. So that's why so many grammar items are there. According to high school level students, voice is given. Of course, the seventh class textbook, SEM 2, Unit 3. Some voice sentences are given are there. You know, to teach voice, first of all, as an English teacher, we have to know the rules and regulations. Okay, you know, active voice, passive voice. The students are able to know what is active voice, and the students have to know what is passive voice. To describe it, what is active voice, what is passive voice, to describe it, it is very easy to use some toys in place of subject and object. You know, some sentences are having subject and object. If you use toys as a subject and object, the students are able to identify the subject and object very easily. So that's why it's my suggestion to all the teachers to use toys in your classrooms to teach the grammar. See here, I am giving you some examples. See here, I prepared this. See, you know, active voice sentence. First of all, active voice sentence. Here is a parrot, and there is a guava. See, parrot eats guava. Parrot eats guava. That means here parrot is subject and guava is an object. That means parrot eats guava. Here the subject, the doer of the action is parrot. Parrot, of course, parrot tintundi anamata. Parrot jamkaini tintundi. Now it is active voice sentence. Now I am going to exchange these two. That means I am going to take this guava in the place of subject, and I am going to take this parrot in place of object. Now the passive voice sentence will become, what is that? The guava is eaten by the parrot. The guava is eaten by the parrot. That means here objects, when we use these objects, of course toys, the students are able to identify the subject and object very easily. In the same way, I am going to show you another example. See here. See here. There is a camel and there is a car. See here. There is a camel and a car. All these toys. See here, camel is in the place of subject and object is car. Now, this active voice sentence. What is that? Camel pulled the car. Camel pulled the car. Lagutundi. Okay. Now I am going to exchange this. What is that? What will be happen? Yes. Now the subject is, the new subject is the car, and object is a camel. The car was pulled by the camel. The car was pulled by the camel. This is another example. I will give you another example. See here, there is a boy. See, Sunny is there here. Again, the boy Sunny is there. Here, an apple. Sunny, the subject in this sentence is Sunny, and the object in the sentence is apple. Now, Sunny is cutting an apple. Of course, we can use the knife also. Sunny is cutting an apple. Here, past, present continuous tense. Of course, now we are going to exchange these two toys. Here, an apple, of course, it is a toy. Thermocol using toys, these are. See, an apple is being cut by Sunny. An apple is being cut by Sunny. In the same way, another example. See here. There is a bus. There is a bus, and there is a woman. Of course. Can you identify my toys, my dear friends? I am using the toys which are available in our surroundings. See here, this is a paper toy. Of course, there is a woman. Woman, here bus. A woman is driving a bus. Can we expect? Of course, so many women are driving not only buses but also aeroplanes also. That's why I took this example. See here, a woman is driving a bus. Here bus is object, then woman is subject. Now I am going to exchange. See here, the bus is being driven by the woman. The bus is being driven by the woman. In the same way, we can create so many different examples. Not only these examples, but also in our textbooks, some examples are given in the textbook. See here, this is the example taken from the textbook. Salmon caught a fish. Salmon caught a fish. Of course, there is no written board behind this. Only I am going to show you some examples taken from the textbook. See, Salmon caught a fish. Salmon caught a fish. Now I am going to exchange. A fish was caught by Salmon. A fish was caught by Salmon. In the same way, a dog. See here, this is the dog. Again, another boy, Raju. See here, Raju. A dog bit the dog. The dog bit the boy. See here, dog is subject and the boy is object. Now I am going to exchange. The dog and the boy was bitten by the dog. The boy was bitten by the dog. Easily, the students are able to identify the characters with the help of these toys. So, in this way, I am going to show you another example. Snake. There is a snake. There is a snake. And a mouse. It is a mouse. Yes. Do you know? It is also prepared with the paper. Mouse. Yes. And it is also prepared with paper only. All these simple toys you can use in our classrooms with simple toys. These are we can easily prepare them. So here the snake is subject. Snake is chasing the rat. Of course, a mouse, whatever it is. See here, of course, now I am going to exchange these two objects or toys. Now, the rat or mouse, the mouse is being chased by the snake. So, in this way, we can easily incorporate the idea of voice. What is active voice? What is passive voice? When we teach like this, the CD grade students can also participate. What is subject? They can easily identify. Sir, ఇందాక మీరు ఇలా పెట్టినప్పుడు ఇది సబ్జెక్ట్ ప్లేస్లో ఉంది సార్. సార్ ఇది ఇందాక ఇలా పెట్టినప్పుడు ఈ మౌస్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ప్లేస్లో ఉంది సార్ అని వాళ్ళు ఈజీగా ఐడెంటిఫై చేస్తారు. దే కెన్ రిపీట్ సమ్ సెంటెన్సెస్ విత్ దేర్ ఓన్. సో దట్స్ వై if you like this, you can use it in your classrooms. Thank you. Now I am going to show you another topic. That is nothing but self-introduction. Self-introduction. It is also taken from 7th class. 7th class Sem 1. 7th class Sem 1. Unit 1. See here, there are two characters. See, first of all, self-introduction. Of course, generally, to teach self-introduction without any toy, we can simply express our ideas in front of the students. Now, the students are able to listen carefully. they can identify the character, they can identify the concept what we are teaching. See here, this is Sunny. Okay, Sunny is introducing himself. Hi, hello friends, how are you? You know, yesterday sir told us, shows us some puppetries. Puppets are very useful for this grammar item. With the help of these puppets, the students are very much interestingly pay the concentration. So, see here, Sunny. Hi, hello friends, how are you? My name is Sunny. I'm 12 years old. I'm studying 7th class. I like cricket. Playing cricket is my hobby. Not only cricket, but also sometimes I'm going to paint the pictures. You know, I am studying 7th class. I am 12 years old. I have a brother. There are 4 members in my family. Every day I used to play in our school ground. See, I like to eat fruits, especially my favorite fruit is apple. I like apple. Apples are very tasty, so that's why I like to eat apple. In this way, this is a self-introduction. Now, the boy introduces his friend. See here, the boy introduces others. That means there are 2 topics given in the chapter. What is that? The first one, self-introduction, and the second one is others introduction. Now, the boy is going to introduce his friend. Hello friends, how are you? Look here, this is Sweetie, my best friend. We both are studying 7th class. She is also 12 years old. She came from Kakinada. So, every day we are going to play together. You know, she likes to eat banana. Banana is her favorite fruit. So, always she is eating bananas. Okay. She is a good singer. She sings melodious songs also. In the same way, the boy introducing other character. That means his friend Sweetie. That means here the first one is self-introduction and the second one is introducing others. Of course, first of all, when we use these toys to explain this activity, after that we can ask the students to come forward. Then they have to involve in the characters first of all, because when we are using these toys, first they have to know how to explain the sentences, how to read or how to speak the sentences. Then afterwards, when they come into in front of the other students, they can easily participate in that conversation or role play, whatever it is. So that's why I request all the teachers to use toys in your classrooms. So that is about puppets, and then next animals, fruit characters. Sometimes fruit characters. I am an apple. I am a banana. I am yellow in color. So in this way, fruit characters kuda use chesukovachu. So thank you. Now I am going to show you another activity. As you know, it is very interesting to say or teach toys as a pedagogic tool. Toys are pedagogic tools. Now, see that. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Now coming to this topic, see here there is a box. My dear friends, have you interested to see what is there? See, I am going to open. There is a teddy in the box. There is a teddy in the box. That means a preposition. Now I am going to put it on the box. The teddy is on the box, in front of the box, behind the box, beside the box. In this way, we can use so many prepositions. to teach toys to teach prepositions. Next, I am going to show you another activity, degrees of comparison. It is most important, degrees of comparison. Toys are very useful in this topic. See here, it is also taken from 6th English. See here, there is a teddy. It is a big teddy. This is yellow teddy. It is big. Now I am going to place another teddy. It is white teddy. This white teddy is bigger than this yellow teddy. This white teddy is bigger than, of course it is big. This is a big yellow teddy. The white teddy is bigger than yellow teddy. Now I am to place another teddy. See here, this is violet. Now the violet teddy is the biggest teddy among all these three. So big, bigger, biggest. In the same way, we can repeat them with small teddy. Of course, first ఇది చూపించామనుకోండి, it is small అనొచ్చు పోనీ. Next, it is smaller than violet teddy. Then it is smallest teddy among the three teddies. In the same way, parrot. See here, parrot is beautiful. Parrot is beautiful. Peacock is more beautiful. Parrot is beautiful. Peacock is more beautiful than the parrot. In the same way, peacock is the most beautiful among all the birds. Like this, we can use different toys in our classrooms. Thank you very much. I think you have an idea. Finally, I would like to conclude this session. See some toys. These are origami toys and kirigami toys. I think you have an idea what is origami and what is kirigami. Origami means only folding ద్వారా చేసేటువంటి toys without any cutting. And kirigami means with the help of cutting we can prepare some toys. Simple toys we can prepare with the help of origami and kirigami by using color papers. So they are very useful in your classrooms. Thank you very much. Once again, I am very much thankful to all the dignitaries of AP, Samagra Shiksha and Diksha team. Thank you very much. Thank you for all. Thanks, sir. అమ్మ బాబా ఎలా వచ్చింది మరి స్పీడ్గా కంగారు పెట్టేశాను నన్ను వచ్చేవాళ్ళు మమ్మీ
సార్ వరకు కదా
అన్న ఆయన చెప్తాడు